What's up, everybody? JumboBunny here, and I've got some Battlefield Hardline gameplay. This is going to be my experiences of the Hardline Beta, how I feel about it, and whether or not I think that you should buy this game. You're probably going to be thrown off by the title of this video, because it's more than likely going to be something along the lines of why I'm not buying it, or why I'm not purchasing Battlefield Hardline. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Don't get too worked up about this title. This is basically my thoughts after having participated in the alpha and the beta. Did I like the game? Yes. Do I think that this game warrants, one, a standalone designation, or do I feel like this would be better suited as a more expensive expansion pack? I really think it would be more to my liking if this was more of a $30 expansion pack rather than a completely new game. Did it bring new aspects to the Battlefield franchise that have never been fully kind of realized before? Yes. Yes, it did. Did it bring enough of those things? Did it stand out enough to really spark a following that a standalone Battlefield game is going to have? No. Get as hyped up as you want about the grappling hooks and all those little pieces of gear that are quote-unquote new or being billed as new. These are not new things. Yeah, there's going to be a couple of new ones, but things like the grappling hook and the zip line and all that, these are all things that were introduced in Battlefield with Battlefield 2. These were all part of the Special Forces edition. And guess what that was? That was just an expansion pack. So, do I feel like they've done enough in giving us this new cops versus robbers kind of thing? Did they do enough to make me want to purchase it? They didn't do enough to make me want to purchase it outright. Did they make me at least curious enough to want to pick it up used, or pick it up, you know, once a Steam sale goes up, or, you know, Origin sale goes up? Hey, I can certainly entertain that. I just don't see me paying $50 for this game. I just don't. There are a few reasons why I really kind of have this dug-in kind of mentality, entrenched mentality about not picking it up. Main reason is because again, the gameplay is what it is. It's a Battlefield game. It's supposed to be a certain way. It's supposed to behave a certain way. Physics are supposed to feel similar. But at the same time, I just didn't feel like they did enough viscerally, you know, if I can use that word. If you just look at the basic game itself, just look at it. It actually, in my opinion, and this is taking from someone that's played it both on the PlayStation 4 and has played it on the PC, fully maxed out settings, and it looked worse than Battlefield 4, which was incredibly surprising to me. I never saw that coming. As you can look, it reminds me a lot, the way that the color scheme, it's all kind of flat colors. There's not a lot of texture. There's almost a cartoony quality to it, which is maybe what they were going for. But in my mind, Battlefield has always had this kind of gritty realism to it. And Battlefield Hardline, it really did feel like a more cartoony version, and that wasn't. It's not the selling point that I like. Oh God, the gas. I haven't read that they had implemented something like gas in it, and I kept running into people that had been spamming out gas. So I was constantly getting my eyes watery and having to run away from the gas. But no. To follow up, the graphics just weren't what I was expecting. Two, I feel like they have actually, Visceral made some of the same mistakes with the coding and netcode of Battlefield Hardline that they made early on with Battlefield 4. A lot of times you're going to have the issue where you get the kill trading. That was something that DICE made a point to go out and correct, yet it's a ton of kill trading going on in Hardline, constantly. I think in one game, I think I had probably 4 or 5 different kill trades. That is not a satisfying mechanic. Yeah, does that ever happen? Yeah, I'm sure it does. But when you're not bleeding out and both people eventually die, you very rarely get the bang bang, you're both dead kind of thing. That's what this game's full of. I just didn't feel like also that, given that this is such a new game and there are new game types, that they did a lot to sell people on the mechanics of these new game types. There was basically no real explanation of how to best deal with deal with heist, or they didn't explain it. Basically, I learned more about how the game works and how these new game types works by listening to other YouTubers or reading, articles that were done about these new game types. The game itself did very, very little to kind of let you know how this game type is supposed to be fun. Oh, yeah. Oh, poor Rupert. Yeah, I just didn't feel it. Now, did I get a lot of time with this game? This is going to be, I probably should have even mentioned this earlier on, that I didn't get just hours and hours and hours of gameplay with this. I didn't really have a whole lot of time. It was a limited beta. I did, like I said, want to play it on both the PC and the PlayStation 4 to kind of see if there was a big difference. Going into playing a lot of Battlefields, I've played them both on PC and on console, and I did feel like there was a difference. I feel like there were quite a bit of difference that kind of set the games apart. With this game, I didn't really feel that way. I felt like both the PC and the PlayStation versions felt very, very similar. And that it can be talked about more in terms of the way that people have really been talking about PC lately, in that PC almost gets dumbed down to kind of have parity with console games. And that might be what's kind of taking effect here. But that's what I kind of came to grips with, is that the games were fairly similar. I didn't feel like one set itself apart over the other. Really, at this point, is if you have both, which one would you feel most comfortable playing on? And that's what you should go with if you do end up buying it. Again, Battlefield Hardline is a fun game. It would be even more fun if you've never played a Battlefield before and this was your first experience and you're not just going, why is this supposed to be so different? Just picking it up and playing it and not kind of carrying any of that extra baggage of having played Battlefield games before, you'd probably enjoy it a lot more. And that might be really what their intention is. It might be for attempting to wrangle in a newer group of people that are not that core Battlefield over Call of Duty kind of crowd. And that's okay. I know that these kind of games are infinitely more fun when you're playing with a lot of people. I will say up front that for the most part, I played solo with this. I just couldn't find the ability to hook up with a team, so I did a lot of solo play. And again, this is also coming from someone that did not put in 100 hours into the beta. I probably put around 2 hours into the alpha. I put around 2 to 3 hours into the beta. So take that how you want to take it. This is not coming from someone that learned everything there is to learn about the game. This is just my initial reaction to whether or not I want to purchase this game or not. And that's kind of how I'm wanting to give you this information and how I want you to take it. So all I'm going to leave you with is this nice little 3-piece here. These guys are just all camped out. You're having to defend this section to keep them from escaping. So I take out one. I just basically look out here. Take out 2 and yank out my pistol, mow this guy down. I felt that was actually a pretty good way to round this gameplay off. Everybody, I really hope you have enjoyed this. It's a little bit of an extended look at Battlefield Hardline, or at least the beta of Battlefield Hardline. If you've enjoyed this commentary, enjoyed this little mini review, I hope that you come back and see me for the next one. I hope that if you enjoyed it enough, you might be willing to subscribe. I'll be bringing you a lot of gameplay, both on PC, PlayStation 4, Game Boy, whatever the hell I can throw at you. I'm going to be bringing it to you as soon as I can. So everybody, this has been your boy JumboBunny, and I am out of this bitch.